And I'm going to start with some Puzzle Rush. I'm going to do 10 Puzzle Rush runs to start. So let's see how we can do. 10 Puzzle Rush runs. Here's the first one. Okay, where's the checkmate? There we go. Okay. Free queen. Take that. Looks like a free queen. And checkmate. 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 Rolling pretty good to start here. Check and checkmate. Check and checkmate. Okay, I take that with the queen. How does he stop checkmate? He doesn't. Okay. Take the bishop. I can check with the bishop. He goes up. Missed something there. Obviously missing something. Up to 14. Mate Streak 2003, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Okay, I can check him, but it doesn't look like it leads to mate. Ah, here we go. There's the mate. Okay, hanging pieces anywhere? I don't see anything obvious. I don't have any checks either, so maybe something on the back rank. Nope, can't get there. Maybe... Ah, the bishop is pinned. Okay. This looks like the queen is close to getting trapped. I'm throwing a check, or I can just take this pawn, and the rook is trapped. Okay, I can take this bishop. I should exchange queens first, and then take the bishop and fork the king and bishop. All right, here we have... I take the queen, and then I fork the knight and bishop. Okay, and here I can fork the king and rook. I don't see a checkmate, so that seems good enough. And on this one I can throw in a check. He has to block and then take with the queen. Does it matter? Yeah, take with the queen, and then here. Taking with the bishop isn't mate. Okay, here we distract the king, so I get the bishop. And on this one, I can take the pawn check. Is that worth anything? Apparently not. Taking the pawn check, not worth anything. Alright, on this one, we've got our queen and rook lined up. We've got our bishop there. Bishop takes, king over. Win the queen. Nope. Oh, I bet knight h2 was mate. Alright, let's take a look at the three we missed. Try and learn something from this. Alright, so I played the first check. He moved over, and then I played bishop g5, which was incorrect. So what am I missing here? Oh, bishop a5 is better. Bishop a5 mates. Okay, so I gotta check the other way. And in the second one that I missed, here I played knight f6 check, which was wrong. Do I take this knight? Okay, and then what? Ah, and if the queen took, I would just win a piece. Okay. I considered that move, but I didn't consider it enough. I thought I wanted more than a piece. Okay, and on this one, this is the one I just did. It's check. And then, I guess the knight isn't mate. I just take the rook. Because if I go knight check and attack the queen, then I'm just too vulnerable down the g file, I guess. Yeah. Makes sense. Alright, that's one run. 9 more to go. 22, not a bad start. Not a great one. It's right at my average. So I'd like to be beating my average. Here we go. Just take the knight. Okay. Trebuchet position. Take the bishop. Checkmate. Fork. Checkmate. Okay, this also looks like it's going to be a checkmate, but maybe not. Yeah. There it is. Mate in 2. Mate in 1. Win the queen. Win the rook. Guard the pawn. Guard the queen. Check and checkmate. This wins the queen. Anything better? Nope, just take the queen. It's hard for him to stop checkmate there. Hard for him to stop checkmate here. That's a quick 15. Check. Mate. And that's mate. Yeah, the king just can't go anywhere. Okay, interesting. I can take the bishop with my bishop. I can also take it with my rook. If I take it with my rook, then he gets to take my bishop. So I guess just take the bishop, okay? Check. King steps up. I take the pawn. And that's mate. Check. Check. Win the queen. I can take the pawn with check. The king moves over, and that's mate. Alright. That's mate, because my knight covers the only escape square. I can take this knight, because the pawn's pinned. Check. And then we pick up the rook. And that's mate. Take the bishop first and then play the check. Otherwise he can play b5 and guard everything. Okay, I can just take this knight, but is there something better? I can block with the bishop or I can move my king. Block with my bishop, he moves his rook over. That doesn't seem ideal. That's the only safe square. Wow. All right. Check. Check. Ah, take the knight and I win the queen. Went too fast trying to win the piece. Okay, and here... win the rook. And on this one, I can push this pawn. And then the rook just takes, so that's not good. Or is it? Actually, it works. And then I sacrifice the queen because I have a knight fork at the end. Awesome. Okay. Check. And then take the knights. And here is... fork, capture, take the knight, queen. And here is check. And, out of time. Close, close, close. 31 for the second try today. Let's take a look at the, we only missed one, and then we didn't get that last one in time. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah, so here I knew what I did wrong. He blocks with the queen, and here I should take the knight. If I take the queen, I win a piece. But if I take the knight, I win the queen. And the king has to move over. And then we take the queen. So I guess I win the piece for free. If I take it the other way... Why is this so much better? Yeah, queen a5 check. Okay, you guys can see that. He blocks. Queen takes, king takes, bishop takes. But if I do bishop takes, if the king moves over, then the best move is just to move the queen, not to trade queens, because his king's exposed. Okay. That's kind of subtle at the end. Yeah, queen d5 is the best move after that. Wow. Okay. And then the last one, we'll take a look at that quickly. Okay, so I played the check. He blocked. And I'm not supposed to take it. What am I supposed to do? Oh, once he blocks, I come back. Attack the queen and win the queen. Okay, that one makes sense. Okay, that's 2. We've got 8 more tries to beat this record. 8 more tries to beat our record. Free rook. Free knight. Okay, we just step over that way. Checkmate. Fork. Checkmate. do I take with the knight and fork? No, it's probably with the queen. There we go. Back rank. Just take the bishop. I guess just fork. And here, give the queen for checkmate. Here, take the free knight because the pawn's pinned. Checkmate. Just fork. What's going on here? Check and checkmate. There we go. It's a mate in two. I get the queen somehow. Doesn't seem like it. Get the king somehow. Also doesn't seem like it. Don't have a lot of pieces to move. Fork the rook and the bishop. Okay. Maybe I take the pawn first. Gotta keep moving though. And then pick up the knight at the end. And here we have I capture. That doesn't seem ideal. Take this bishop for free, then throw in the check. If the rook takes, he got mated. I go check, he has to go up. Doesn't matter which way he goes, still mate. It's a nice move. Can't take my queen. Pin the knight to the back rank. Okay. Check. Check. Just gonna kind of assume the puzzle was over there. I assumed the puzzle was over. Here? Yeah, I don't know what the ending of that one was. Wow. All right. Push my own pawn, and check. And check. 20 seconds left. Out of time. Hey, Jarl. How are you doing? Just doing a little puzzle rush. Trying to improve a bit. Raise the average and such. Alright, so that was 3 runs. That was a 25, so that was pretty good. So we went 22, 31, and 25. 7 runs left. Being untilted is always a good thing. Alright, this is going to be a back rank. Yep. And that's a free bishop. It's checkmate. That's checkmate. That's checkmate. All these nice checkmates so far. Free bishop. That one's the queen. Check, and then take the bishop. I could take with check, the king takes. Then I get the knight. Okay. So I didn't actually have to worry about that pawn. That's what I was concerned about. Checkmates. Feels like there's going to be some kind of fork. Checkmates. Can I just take this bishop? I'm going to say yes. Free bishop there. Free bishop here. Lots of free bishops. Get a second passed pawn. Darn, there must have been a mate instead of winning the rook. Check. Do I sacrifice? Yeah. Because his back rank is weak. Check and checkmate. Here we're already close. Already close to something. I can take the rook. Does that matter? It's a rook. But it feels like there should be more here. Is this queen trapped? No, not quite. The F4 square is still safe. Maybe. Just take the rook. Yeah, that was the correct answer. I was looking for something fancier. Okay, here. If I take the rook, that doesn't do anything. If I take the knight, that's not going to do enough. Need a fork of some sort. I can attack the other knight. It's not really a fork. I'm trying to get my rook involved. His queen's so far out of position, but I don't see how to take advantage of it. We'll just attack it. Ah, darn it. Second one wrong. Okay, here I just check the king. He moves over. Do I check the king like this? There we go. That's a nice little checkmate. This fork again, same one we had earlier. Very similar puzzle. Oh, 3 wrong. Hey, Leo Kale. Alright, let's take a look at these 3 that I missed. It said G5 wins the knight. I have to see which puzzle that was. I don't think I was thinking about winning a knight in any of the puzzles, which was probably the problem. Okay, so here, what did I play? I played queen takes d8, and then if king takes, I have knight f7 check. But instead, it's going to lead to mate. Okay, so there was a checkmate in that one, as we thought. Oh, this must be the one that... Okay, so g5 traps the knight. I see. Yeah, I wasn't even considering that. Wasn't even thinking about that knight being trapped. Okay, and this third one. Pawn check. Oh, okay. And then rook over? Yeah. For some reason, I was thinking about the pawn check after. But this is much better. Okay. So that one was also a mate. I figured that one was a mate. Alright, so that one we got 22, so right at our average. Thanks, Burgado5. You too. And we have 6 more runs. Yes, warm me up. Warm me up with some Puzzle Rush. I haven't done any for a while. Okay, this is checkmate. Free rook. Free checkmate. That's just made one. This one should be easier. I take the queen, then what? Oh, this is just checkmate. So I guess it was easy. Take the knight, take the bishop, then the knight. I haven't had any of these discoveries on the queen. It's the first one today. This looks like a trapped queen. Yep. And check, checkmate, check, checkmate. I gotta decide where to go with this knight, or where to go with my king to avoid the knight. Into the corner, or up, attack his knight. Yeah. Discovery on his queen. His queen's hanging. Is that the best move here? Probably. Take with check, then we get his rook for free, removing the defender. This queen looks trapped. Throw in a check, then take his rook. Oh, I've got to check him the other way. Otherwise, his rook can block. Checked him the wrong way, I guess. Okay, on this one, his king is awfully exposed. How do we get at it? Can't take on f5. Do I just move my queen one square closer? Yep, and then bring my knight in? Subtle. Very subtle. Check. I go check, king takes. I could bring the other rook in. Is that enough? Take the queen, the rook takes. That doesn't seem good. So rook check, king takes. Rook check. King over, pawn push. Check. Check. Oh. Rook takes, rook over, and then we take the queen. That's it. The pawn push doesn't lead anywhere. King gets safe again. Alright, here I could take this pawn. That doesn't seem like it does enough. I'd like to distract the queen, but the knight's guarding the queen and the rook. My knight is hanging right now. So maybe it's a knight move, or do I take, take here, and then attack the queen. If the queen moves, he gets mated. Check, 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 checkmates. 23 seconds left. Here. And out of time. I don't think it's Arena Kings today. I think Arena Kings will start in a couple weeks again. Yeah, I think they said mid-May they would start the next season. Mid-May. So, probably 2 more weeks. I haven't heard any announcements about whether or not they're going to have the off-season Wednesday events or not. Alright, let's take a look at those couple that we missed. That was our 5th run. Ended up being better than I expected, given the 27. Okay, he captured. I guess we got to take the bishop first. Nope. Take here. Okay, so it had nothing to do with his hanging pieces. Nothing to do with his hanging pieces. All right, the second one. Yeah, I just checked in the wrong direction. The way I checked him, he can block with rook e8. And the whole purpose of checking him is so that my king can take his rook. And then we take his rook. Okay, so we knew that one. All right, let's keep rolling then. 5 more. Free knight. Free checkmate. Is this just a fork, or is it not just a fork? Guess not. There's a better fork. A fork that works. There's a fork and another fork. Double fork. That's actually just checkmates. That's checkmate. That's a free piece. Check and back rank. Then bring the bishop in. And that's mate. And that's mate. There it is. I had to see I could take that pawn afterwards. I knew it was some queen move. bishop here, or do I take first? Probably bishop here first. Yeah, because I'm looking to win more than a pawn. Feels like I should be getting that queen. Is it trapped? It is. It's a trapped queen. Okay, and here you can take this pawn with check, and then what? Good start. Take the bishop. No mate. Take the queen, and then pick up the rook. So that's a blunder, I guess. So what am I looking for? Queen e7. Probably something I should have recognized. Checkmates. Attack the queen. I can take the knight, but it's not with check. I could take the rook once and then take the knight. And my knight's guarding the c8 square. Okay, here I can check the king and then mates. And here we have rook captures, knight takes. Is that really good enough? Pawn takes, queen takes. Because the pawn's pinned. I can go check, the rook just takes. I can capture, that doesn't do much. Down to 30 seconds. Check, rook takes, then what? Oh, he even gets to take with check. There we go. We pin the rook to the queen. And out of time. Firefox for life. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. All right, so that's 26. That's our 6th run. Well above average again. We only missed 2. So we don't quite have the super speed today, but our accuracy is quite high compared to what it sometimes is. Oh, the queen is... What's going on? Is the queen trapped? We attack the queen and it moves. Oh, and I'm after c2. That's the idea. I didn't even consider that. I was still thinking defense. Okay, that's a good one to recognize. Now we know that for the future. And on this one, I started correct with a check. And then what? Oh, win the queen. There must not be a checkmate. Okay. 4 more tries. So we broke 30 once. Let's see. We, personal, daily, 31, 27, 26, 25, 22, 22. And our average is 22. So we've had 6 runs, all at our average or better, basically. Okay. It's going to be a checkmate on the back rank. Looks like a free bishop. Okay, win the queen. rank mate. Back rank mate. That was kind of a strange one. Just the way the pieces were positioned. Check and check. And checkmate. Pawn mate. Check and check. Winning the rook. Checkmate. Oh, no queen. Thought this was going to be a queen one. Ah, just a fork. Another fork. I can take with check. Oh, I take with check and then it's mate. That's a nice one. Okay, I can win the queen. Remove the defender. I'm just trying to win the bishop. No way to queen that pawn. Ah, rook check. Rook check's probably better. Oh, removes the defender of the bishop. He stops the mate but loses his bishop. Okay. Is the rook falling? Doesn't seem like it. Bishop takes. Rook check. Queen takes, queen takes. Queen check. Yeah, lots of tempting moves on that one. Then the fork. And then the fork. Similar pattern. They often have a couple in a row that are very similar. Fork. Okay. And here we have something good, perhaps. My bishop check. Does that do anything? It's almost 2 minutes left. A rook move. Do I exchange first before I do anything? How do I get at his queen or king? Do I just let him take my rook? Bishop check. Queen has to take. That seems like something, but I don't know what. Maybe I go down rook check first. Yeah, I'm not sure. And that's just mate. That's a nice one. Step here to cut off the king. And then it's mate. Fork. Not quite. Okay, 24, still above our average, but nothing inspiring. So let's see here. On this one, I'm thinking it must have been rook check. Yeah. Okay, so we figured that one out as soon as we did it. On this one, maybe the rook moved first. And if rook takes, then queen takes. And that's good. Okay, and the last one. Queen check all the way in the back. Oh, and then I bring the rook in. And it's going to be mate. Queen blocks, rook takes, and I guess I get his queen and rook. Huh. So I've made the wrong check on that one. Right idea, wrong check. Alright, we've got 3 more tries for today. 3 more tries. Check and checkmate. Win the rook. Checkmate. 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 Take the queen, then take the rook. Take the knight, then take the other knight. Check. All the squares are guarded. Capture and then take this free knight. Lots of free knights. If he doesn't move his queen out of the way, then I just push the f-pawn. Check. Queen's trapped. Oh, I guess not. Or there was something better. Fork. And then I push my pawn and it's faster. Okay, taking the queen was wrong. There must have been a checkmate. Speaking of checkmates, uh-oh, better be careful here. Check. Take the queen, then take the bishop. Check, then take the rook. The bishop's trapped. Take the knight with check. This is better. This wins the exchange. Okay, got back to our average, so that's positive. Queen takes knight. What am I down here? Okay, and then take the other knight. Queen takes. Is that going to lead to mate faster? Or rook takes? Yep, that's a faster mate. Ah, cut the king off and then mate. That's a good one. Okay, and here I can check him, I can check him. I can win the knight. And then play some defense. And here, what do we got going on? Is his queen trapped? Feels like it's close to being trapped, but maybe not. Yeah, it is. It is indeed a trapped queen. I need to distract that queen somehow, I guess. Fork, he takes... Doesn't seem good. Knight check. That doesn't seem good. Pin. Yeah. Panicked under time pressure there. Hey, Mania Part 22. How are you? I'm doing pretty well. Okay, so the oh, because if I go rook b8, he can hide on a7. That's why. So I knew the queen was trapped. I just trapped it the wrong way. My knight is holding the e4 square, so my rook actually is not needed. So rook b6 is the queen trap, not rook b8. Okay. Yeah, I guess rook b8 he can... Well, he can't take the a6 pawn, and that's why I thought it was trapped. But he can hide on a7. And I guess then I just have to go back, and he goes back, and then I trap it. But still. Okay. What about the second one I missed? This one I took, queen blocked, and queen takes knight check. And then I take the queen. Okay. So I get to pick up the knight if I do that first. I get to keep my rook. Okay. So the other move was good, but that was better. This one, I had no idea. I just moved my queen and guard my knight. So I'm not trying to win any material because I'm already up a piece. Okay. So I'm trying to keep my extra material. Makes sense. All right, we've got time for 2 more Puzzle Rush runs. So far today, we still have every run at or above average through 8 runs. So pretty good so far. Let's try and finish with 2 strong runs. Gonna be a back rank. And checkmates. Darn it. I don't know why I thought that was a back rank for some reason. Going too fast already. On the side of the board. Interesting. Win the exchange. No way to checkmate there. Okay, if I capture, then what am I getting? I capture and then I get his rook. Okay. I can check. And then I can take the bishop. And then I can take the pawn. All right. Remove the defender of the knight. Win the rook for free. Had to make sure that was the best way. Okay, on this one. Feels like another queen trap. But we're down a lot of material here. So actually it's a checkmate. Tried to do a similar checkmate yesterday, last night. Didn't work. Another double rook checkmate. Interesting. Free knight because the pawn's pinned. Check and checkmate. And here, Where's the checkmate? There. That's the checkmate. Check, and then I pick up his bishop. Check, check, checkmate. All right. What next? If I move my knight, he gets my rook. So what if I just do that? Yeah, his queen's trapped, okay? As I thought. Double check. I must have to double check the other way. Right idea, wrong execution. Need one more to hit my average. Okay, take his queen and knight takes, and then what? Could also take on h7, and rook takes, and then what? Queen takes queen, knight takes, knight check. Mate. There we go. Knew it was somewhere. Okay, rook check. Check. And bring the other rook over. 25 seconds. Yeah, don't know that one. Not in 10 seconds. Hey, Melon Mood Dude, thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. How have you been doing lately? Okay, so 23, not too bad. But not over 30. We're still stuck in the 20s. We keep raising our average, but not fast enough. All right, we've only got one more. One more Puzzle Rush run before we do something else chess related. Last one, so we got to make it good. Checkmate. Knight takes check. This one should be really easy. That's it. Just take the pawn. Okay. It's not a lot of material. Bishop mate. Rook checkmate. That one's nice and easy. And this is checkmate because my bishop guards the h2 square. Bishop check. Is that going to lead to mate? Looks like it. Okay, his knight runs away. It doesn't matter because that's checkmate. And here, how do we get at his king? Is that what we're going for? Or is his queen trapped again? Is his queen trapped or is his king trapped? That's the question. Okay, I've got rook c3. And he runs away. Nope. So we're O on that one. Why'd they suddenly seem to get hard? Check. Queen check. Bishop. There's got to be a mate here somewhere. I guess They're not worried about that. Check and checkmate. I take the free knight. A lot of times on the ones I feel stumped on, I can't see past one good move, and then I don't have to play more than one good move. Take with check. Do we really want to take, though? Or do we check him? And then we win the queen. That's it. Okay, this looks like a useful knight. How about check and the king moves over? That doesn't seem right. There it is. The knight was not as useful as I thought. Looking for a knight check. We actually get the queen back because he can't stop that pawn. Take with check, then take the bishop. And can I just take that rook? Or do we have some kind of bishop move that's better? That seems much better. I've got 2 rooks for a knight. That's pretty nice. I can go here. I can take that knight. That doesn't seem super useful. I can take the rook. That doesn't seem really useful. I can attack his rook. Am I trying to win material, or am I going after his king? That's always the question. I can take the knight. Remove the defender of the other rook. I get the rook at the end. Check seems pretty good, but this is actually going to be better. Leads to mate. And he's threatening mate, so we got to be a little careful here. How about check? And win the queen. Okay, there's got to be a checkmate here. Nope, queen f3 is not checkmate. The queen covers that. How about here and push the pawn? Push the pawn again? No, bring the queen back. 20 seconds, uh-oh. It's 21. Oh, I didn't have time to finish it. My highest is 32. Ah, yeah. Yeah, slow chess is definitely the best for improving. Alright, so that was our last run. Good place to stop since I first won under average.